On to the Broncos and Chiefs, who did everything in their power to make the game as uninteresting as possible. What was your thoughts? What were your thoughts on the Broncos Chiefs game, Tom?
I mean, I started to giggle a little bit when the Commanders started coming back, and then I went over to Scooter's stream and just to watch a little bit of that chaos. That was Scooter streamed.
Yeah, that's great. But I asked about Broncos Chiefs.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were still. Wow. So when you were like, "Oh, we glazed over it," and then we glazed over it again, I thought we were going to dive into it a tiny bit. Nope.
Okay. I covered it.
You're like, I'm done. I've said everything I want to say about that football game, which valid.
Guys, it's week 17, okay?
I don't know if I really saw a game. I thought I just saw a Travis Kelce,
farewell
memorial
party.
And I watch all these games on mute, and they just kept on showing Travis Kelce, and like he got a bunch of catches on like that last drive.
2.
Yeah, but it was a lot more than what he was getting
in that game comparatively.
Yeah, correct.
It's funny because
it seems like it's very, very slightly open now.
Like in our notes for that game, it's Christmas. I don't expect like the guys to be working in the scripts. I shared it with Will, and he put two notes in there, and one of them was, where was it? It was something just like, Jesus Christ, shut the fuck up about Travis Kelce.
On his birthday, too.
Yeah.
It was, again, no announcers making my way into these ears. But, yeah, that was a tough game at times to watch. But that kind of fits the bill for Broncos primetime games. That's usually how it goes, except against the Commanders, which, shockingly enough, I thought that was going to be the worst game out of all of them. Nope, that was that. Yeah, I think the concern, the Chiefs defense played well. Their offense, they got a third string quarterback in there, Oladokin, who I will say, he has the scrambling of Patrick Mahomes down, because he will run out, then just drop the ball, then pick it up, and then throw for a first down, or he'll get sacked, and there's no in between there.
Yeah, he had 2 pretty incredible plays. You're like, dear God. And that one where he fumbled and the ball bounces right back to him, and then he throws a first down to Juju Smith-Schuster. I was like, wait a second. Did Patrick Mahomes actually get hurt?
They kept showing him the boots to show that it's not him.
Yeah. Is this the greatest Freaky Friday situation we've seen? But you're right. There wasn't much other than a couple incredible scrambles, and that's to be expected.
Correct. But they still almost won.
It was way closer than it needed to be.
Because I thought, dude, I picked the Lions to win yesterday, because I was like, oh, okay, yeah, the Vikings defense is playing well, but it's, Brosmer, but the Lions were just like, no, I would like to chop this foot off now and then shoot myself in this one. And then it feels like the Broncos, you and I have talked about our concerns, these past few weeks, that their defense, and the stats back it up, has not been as good as where it was in like the beginning and the middle of the season. And that, I feel like, is your concern going forward, because if Mahomes is playing in this game, who knows what that outcome is? You get the win, right? So you still have control, over your destiny. You win out, you're rocking and rolling.
We're 1 win away from the 1 seed, no matter what.
And if the Chargers lose on Saturday, right, you win the division. So and they're going up against a tough Texans team, so you got a shot here. But it just feels like they're not playing their best football heading into the playoffs. And I'm just like, okay, are we at the point where we're kind of splitting hairs again of like, a win's a win, who cares?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what to make of it. That's why I was curious on your thoughts, because there's a lot of ways you can kind of like make up some excuses for the Broncos in this performance against Kansas City.
Yeah.
A short week at this point in the season, that's a tough challenge, no matter what. I think I have too much respect for Andy Reid as a head coach to have thought that the Broncos were just going to annihilate the Chiefs in this game because of the short week. But had they played, the Chiefs on Sunday, I think the Broncos maybe have a better performance, a little more dominant performance.
Bronco.
But it's it's weird because, you're talking about the defense. Overall, the defense did a pretty good job in this game. They gave up, the one touchdown and a couple field goals. But with the game on the line at the end, the Chiefs had one timeout, not a lot of time to work with, and they let Kansas City, in my opinion, just get too far down the field there.
Sure. And they crushed time of possession, dude. They basically doubled what the Chiefs had.
The Chiefs didn't have a chance to run a lot of plays, which I think aids your defense. And it was the Chiefs' one rushing touchdown that was concerning because it was Alex Singleton and Riley Moss coming in on the tackle, and they combined to not make the tackle. And it's the second week in a row we've seen guys who you weren't expecting to maybe make big plays. That was Brashad Smith, the Chiefs running back, just kind of embarrassed Singleton and Moss, and Parker Washington did that in the Jags game. So, yeah, there's concern there. Cortland Sutton dropped a few passes in this game he normally catches. But I thought Bo Nix and RJ Harvey kind of carried the Broncos offense. Bo had the interception, but even that was more of an incredible play by Kansas City. Fulton
tips it.
Comes in, makes a great defensive pass breakup, and the ball pops in the air, and Bolton somehow gets his head buried into the turf before he goes out of bounds. So I'm not even going to put like that pick on Nix, but yeah, there's too many concerns about this game in a victory. But again, you hit it on the head. Like, we've kind of had those all season.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, I switched. I said, okay, that's just who they are. I'm going to start defending the way this team plays football. And they had what I thought was going to be like their statement game was their victory over the Packers. And then, tough Jags team, short week here. Everything, I want to say, like, everything will be answered when they play the Chargers that final week. And I don't think it will.
So that's the interesting thing.
Many questions going into the playoffs.
I'm kind of hoping the Chargers win-ish tomorrow. Like, I picked the Texans to win because I think they will.
Yeah.
But I think just because I want to see the Chargers play the Broncos, like, put it in Sunday Night Football, and like, let's see, because you're going up against a good defense, right? Because the Chargers defense has been playing really well. And while their offensive line definitely has some concerns, they can run the football, and Justin Herbert's been having a great season. So I feel like going up against a good offense will be a nice test to be like, all right, where are the Broncos heading into the postseason?
Yeah.
It'll just hopefully, like you said, answer some questions. I don't know if
I don't think we'll know until the end of their first playoff game.
They win the Super Bowl, and it's like, guys, I don't know if they're good. I don't know.
See the way they won that game?